What is up, everybody? It's Animac here for AnimeUproar, and today I am back again to talk about the latest developments in the Boku no Hero story. And man, this is bad. This is really bad. I said in previous videos that the villains look like they are gaining the upper hand once again, and this was just confirmed in a big way. Not only that, but after a very impactful chapter that strongly implied the death of an important hero character, we just found out that many more heroes and hero students may already have been killed off screen. This is basically Deku's worst nightmare and the worst case scenario for all of Japan, so let's get into it. If you enjoy the Boku no Hero content on this channel and you want us to keep it going, please 100% Wyoming smash that like button. And if you happen to be new to AnimeUproar or you just haven't subscribed yet, make this the video that you subscribe and hit that notification bell to turn on all notifications. A big thank you to all of our AnimeUproar patrons for making videos like this one possible. I will talk more about Patreon at the end of the video, but for now, please be advised that this video will contain Boku no Hero manga spoilers. I am dealing with all of the most recent events in the manga, so please proceed with caution. You have been warned. Okay, so the most recent chapter starts off with Deku doing his very best to keep Shigaraki restrained using Black Whip. But Shigaraki has somehow become even faster and more agile than he had been before. Instead of becoming weaker after taking all of that damage from Endeavor and the other heroes, Shigaraki is somehow getting stronger. I'm guessing that this is related to the fact that Shigaraki has now been awake for a longer period of time. You will recall that the high-end Nomu, such as the female Nomu, became stronger and more agile after they'd been awake for some time. So the same is likely happening with Shigaraki. The more time goes by since his awakening, the more his new powers and abilities are starting to manifest, and the more dangerous he becomes. As expected, the heroes are all very worried about Gran Torino, and they want to tend to his wounds as soon as possible. But unfortunately, they have to take care of Shigaraki first, and that is no easy task. And as Deku and Ryukyu struggle to restrain Shigaraki, Deku realizes that Shigaraki has a quirk-destroying bullet. Deku recognizes right away what a massive threat this small object poses, and he hits Shigaraki with a 100% Wyoming smash. The shockwaves from the impact throw up dust and debris all over the place, and it is honestly pretty crazy to see Deku just using 100% so casually. It makes sense because this is a drastic situation. It doesn't get any more drastic than this. But I just have to point out that Deku has definitely come a long way since the beginning of the story. Although, to be fair, so has Shigaraki. Also, shout out to Wyoming. That's not a state you see mentioned very often, so if there is anyone watching this video from Wyoming, definitely drop me a line down in the comments. There's probably at least like 2 of you out there. Endeavor and Bakugo then rush into the aftermath of Deku's smash, but as the dust clears, we see that Shigaraki is still very much conscious. Shigaraki had bitten down on Deku's forearm in order to keep Deku from blowing him away, and this came at the price of Shigaraki's lower teeth. All of Shigaraki's lower teeth seem to have been smashed to bits as a result of One for All's power. What's more, in the next few shots we see that Shigaraki did manage to launch another bullet. It appears that he had more than one bullet stashed away, and this second bullet hits Aizawa right in the left leg just below the knee. However, the absolute mad lad Aizawa realized what was about to happen, and as the bullet hit him, he literally sliced off his own leg to prevent the contents of the bullet from spreading through his body. As he did this, Aizawa thought of Eri, and it was her innocence and her smile that gave him the strength to do what had to be done in this crucial moment. Bruh, this was absolutely unreal. We all knew that Aizawa was a badass, but this move, cutting off his own leg without hesitation, was a whole other level of badassery. Even Shigaraki acknowledges how cool Aizawa is. But Shigaraki is also determined to complete his mission, so he won't let his admiration for Aizawa prevent him from doing what has to be done. Shigaraki is then able to break through the hero lines and launch himself forward until he is literally touching Aizawa's face. Deku manages to hold on to Shigaraki with a one-handed Black Whip, but Shigaraki is just too fast and strong and Deku cannot restrain him on his own. Luckily, just as Shigaraki is about to disintegrate Aizawa's face into a million pieces, a sudden barrage of ice tears into Shigaraki, and this pushes Shigaraki away from Aizawa. That's right, our boy Shoto Todoroki is finally on the scene, and he is ready to protect his teacher at all costs, just like Deku and Bakugo. Deku uses this opportunity to hit Shigaraki with another epic punch, and Shigaraki is thrown further back and away from Aizawa. Nevertheless, Aizawa is clearly injured, and he has blood running over his eyes. Deku and the others are worried about Aizawa, but he isn't the only one that they should be worrying about. Due to the fact that Aizawa had to close his eyes, Shigaraki's quirks have all been reactivated. And as he stands up after being hit by Deku, we can see that Shigaraki's body has already recovered from all of the massive damage that it had sustained just moments ago. Shigaraki proclaims that despite their best efforts to protect Aizawa, the only thing that awaits the heroes is destruction. Shigaraki is confident that victory is inevitable, and as the newly regenerated Shigaraki rises from the ashes, the chapter switches focus back to the Class 1A students who are working on evacuating the civilians of Jakku. As the students are wondering what happened to Todoroki, since he had apparently gone out to find Deku and Bakugo, an important piece of news shocks the civilians in the crowd. Ida asks one of the civilians to turn up the broadcast, and the reporter announces that a gigantic villain is on his way to Jakku. This villain is destroying everything in his path, and it looks like he is going to smash through multiple cities before finally arriving in Jakku. Uraraka is surprised because she knows that most of the pro heroes were assigned to keeping the villains from the mansion at bay. And then the final page shows a transformed Gigantomachia about to smash his way through a city. And as this happens, oblivious civilians are going about their day just meters away, blissfully unaware that everything around them is about to be destroyed. We can see that Gigantomachia's body has changed. Not only did his jaw go up over his eyes as we saw in previous chapters, but his hands seem to have transformed as well. It appears that his hands have now expanded in a way that makes them more suitable for bursting through obstacles and annihilating everything in sight. And unfortunately, we all know what this means. This means the plan that the students tried to execute back at the mansion has clearly failed. For some reason, the sleeping agent did not have an effect on Machia, at least not yet, and he was able to defeat the heroes and continue his march towards Jakku. This is really bad news for a lot of innocent civilians in Machia's path, and also for the heroes and hero students in Jakku who already have their hands full with the absolutely broken Shigaraki. Needless to say, this could also be very bad news for the heroes and hero students who were trying to stop Machia back at the mansion. Right before we saw that final page with Machia in his new form about to pummel through a city, we also saw a couple of quick shots of absolute carnage near the mansion, and we could see people in hero costumes lying motionless on the ground. This was the aftermath of the attempt by the heroes and hero students to stop Machia. The aftermath of the battle that was happening back in chapter 280. Fat Gum, Majestic, Mount Lady, Gang Orca, and other important heroes were all there and attacking Machia when the focus of the story shifted back to Jakku. And now, the next thing we know, all of the heroes have been overpowered and Machia is about to continue his journey after leaving the heroes and the hero students in the dust. So, what happened? What happened to all those heroes, and what happened to the hero students? Did Machia just kill a bunch of them off screen? Did we just lose some of our favorite Boku no Hero characters without even realizing it? I certainly hope not, but it's definitely possible that Machia's rampage led to some serious casualties. It's a similar situation to what happened when Shigaraki destroyed the hospital and an entire section of Jakku City. We can't be sure yet because of all the chaos, but it definitely seems possible that a bunch of heroes died. This is some crazy stuff right here, and this is literally Deku's worst nightmare. Deku always wanted to save everyone. He wanted to protect his friends and innocent people. What happened to Gran Torino in the previous chapter is bad enough, But now Deku has to face an even more tragic reality. Aizawa just lost a limb, the heroes and hero students at the mansion might have been killed, thousands of civilians are now in direct danger as Machia plows through multiple cities on his way to Jakku. And of course, Shigaraki has been able to regenerate once again after gaining full use of his quirks, at least for the time being. Obviously, this turn of events isn't just bad for Deku. This is the worst case scenario for all of Japan. The last thing that anyone wanted was Machia leveling multiple cities and killing who knows how many civilians on his way to Jakku. But the reason I am singling out Deku in particular is because he is of course the main protagonist, and he is also an extremely emotional person who dedicated his life to saving as many people as possible. The events of these last few chapters are sure to fundamentally alter Deku as a person. I mean, just think about it. When Deku learns that some of his friends might have been killed or seriously injured, when he learns what is happening to civilians in all of these different cities, and when he learns about all the pro heroes who lost their lives, this man will never be the same again. I mean, just remember how Deku reacted when one single hero, Sir Night-Eye, passed away. Now, with potentially thousands of people losing their lives, Deku is going to blame himself for not being able to do more. He is definitely going to take these tragedies very personally, and I think it's safe to say that the Deku we knew from before the war arc is now gone forever. Just like Shigaraki underwent a drastic character transformation in the My Villain Academia arc, Deku is about to undergo a major character transformation as well. He is about to come face to face with tragedy, with his inability to protect everyone, and with the dark side of the hero society and the pro-hero profession. This is shaping up to be the worst case scenario. This is Deku's worst nightmare, and the events of this war arc are going to change him forever. Please let me know what you guys think. Did Gigantomachia just kill a bunch of heroes and hero students off screen? Or do you think that all of them were somehow able to survive? How do you feel about Shigaraki seemingly gaining the upper hand in battle once again, and what do you think is going to happen next? Finally, how do you think Deku is going to react when he learns what just happened at the mansion? And also what is happening to civilians in other parts of Japan because of Machia? Definitely share your thoughts down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more Boku no Hero content on the channel, please leave a like to let me know. It really does help. And if you happen to be new to AnimeUproar or you just haven't subscribed yet, please make this the video that you subscribe and hit that notification bell to turn on all notifications. You really have to go through the trouble of hitting that bell and then selecting the option that says all. If you don't do that, you're still gonna miss a lot of our videos. Even if you are subscribed, it's just how YouTube works. You can also hit me up on Twitter and Instagram at AnimeUproar. I want to give a big thank you to all of our AnimeUproar patrons for making videos like this one possible. A very special thank you to Alpha Sigma, a disciple of Lord Twigo himself. And I can't forget all of our The One tier patrons, the ones who rise above all other clans, including Ingrata, Alolan Atom, The World, A Quiet Respect, Pate Heffa, Jonathan King, Brandon Aviles, Papa Smurf, Emperor Otaku, Thomas Jones, Kinmano, and Admirath. Finally, thank you to all of our Pro Hero tier patrons, including the one and only Gilgamesh, Nothing But a Fan, Jason Wilson, King Zeldris, Anatoly Kazatsky, Angel Cruz, Cricket XP, Joe Stanton, Very Gucci, Alicia Octer, Jessica Calafond, Hinokami and Water, Bonnie Parks, Rathuin Deora, Florian, Joni Garcia, Steelers, Deadly Saint, and Stern Hawkins. If you enjoy our videos and you feel that they provide value for you, consider supporting us on Patreon. Even a single $1 will give you access to our patron-exclusive Discord, and your name will appear in our videos along with these legendary people. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, see ya, Space Cowboys.